There are no questions about how talented Dallas Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens is. The mere fact that he plays in the NFL makes him one of the most talented football players in the world. Nonetheless, there are questions about his likelihood of living up to his potential. You see, when the wide receiver plays his best football, it appears he has what it takes to stand toe-to-toe with some of the best wide receivers in the league. But is he ready to put in the work? Right from when Pickens was drafted into the NFL, there have been concerns about his character getting in the way of success. Will he come to the realization that he needs more than talent to succeed in the league? Or is he comfortable with the fact that he was able to make it to the NFL? This is the truth about George Pickens. Pickens was born George Malik Pickens Jr. on March 4, 2001 in Hoover, Alabama. However, he grew up in Birmingham with his brother, cornerback Chris Humes, who played for the Oakland Raiders. He attended Hoover High School, where he recorded 69 receptions for 1,368 yards and 16 touchdowns as a senior. He was a 5-star recruit, so he had an excellent chance of making it to the NFL. But first, he had to go to college, and when it was time to leave high school, he committed to Auburn University. Interestingly, he went back on his commitment and decided to play college football for the University of Georgia. Pickens' freshman year in college saw him hit the ground running. He had 49 receptions for 727 receiving yards and 8 receiving touchdowns. He led the team in all categories. In his sophomore season, he was only able to play 8 games, as the season was shortened due to COVID-19 restrictions. He finished the year with 36 receptions for 513 yards and led the team with 6 touchdowns. Pickens was missing in action for most of his junior season after tearing his ACL in the spring of 2021. He returned to action with just 4 games remaining and was able to record 5 receptions. Although he had an underwhelming season, he made a vital 52-yard reception in the first quarter of the 2022 College Football Playoff National Championship game against Alabama. Before this catch, the Bulldogs had failed to make it into Alabama territory. However, with this catch, they finally made it down the field to set up a short field goal. The Bulldogs went on to win the championship, and at the conclusion of his junior season, Pickens announced he would be foregoing his senior year and entering the 2022 NFL Draft. The Pittsburgh Steelers selected Pickens in the second round of the 2022 NFL Draft. Although he was picked ahead of several other prospects, he was quite disappointed he didn't get picked in the first round. Well, beyond being disappointed while waiting to be selected, watching the draft from home, he wore a white t-shirt, blue basketball shorts, and a ski mask. He obviously wore what many considered the wrong outfit for an important moment in his life. In addition to dressing down, he had a nonchalant body language, which ended up becoming a viral meme all over the internet. While speaking about his appearance, Pickens claimed his outfit was a blend of frustration and humor. He was the 52nd overall pick and made his first start in a Week 1 23-20 win over the Cincinnati Bengals. In this game, he had 1 reception on 3 targets for 3 yards. By Week 3 of his rookie campaign, Pickens was yet to score a touchdown. Nonetheless, he shook the league when he made a catch that many dubbed the catch of the year.
On the sideline and reaching up for it is George Pickens, and he holds it.
This catch came in a game against the Cleveland Browns and was a one-handed catch that he executed with his body fully extended in the air. It was a highlight of his debut season that will never be forgotten. Pickens had to wait till Week 7 of his rookie season to score his first touchdown in the pros, which ended up being the only touchdown his team scored that game. It was a 7-yard pass from quarterback Kenny Pickett. Unfortunately for the Steelers, the game ended 16-10 in favor of the Miami Dolphins. Unlike his Week 7 touchdown, which didn't change the outcome of the game, in a Week 16 game against the Las Vegas Raiders, Pickens scored the game-winning touchdown. Amazingly, he scored with just 1 minute to go. At the end of his debut season, the wide receiver recorded 52 receptions for 801 yards and led his team with 4 receiving touchdowns. In a Week 2 game against the Cleveland Browns in Year 2, Pickens recorded 4 receptions for 127 yards and 1 touchdown. Pickens' sophomore season was a lot better than his first. He ended the season with 63 receptions for 1,140 yards and 5 touchdowns. This is in addition to leading the league in yards per reception with 18.1. Pickens came into the league with a lot of potential. However, it seemed like he wasn't living up to expectations and was criticized for this. Despite the fact that he wasn't doing so well in games, some would simply attribute this to him not being as talented. That wasn't how most people viewed it. Many people believed he would do better if only he put in more effort. And after the Steelers' Week 9 20-16 win over the Tennessee Titans, he was singled out for not giving his best. Although his team didn't lose, they did the 2 previous games. In these games, he only had 3 receptions on 10 targets for just 21 yards. He could have remained quiet about the criticism, but that wasn't what he did. In response to the critics, he took to Instagram to write the words, "Free me." This post on his Instagram story raised a lot of commotion, and instead of letting things settle in very much the same way as they rose, he put up another post to defend his initial post. He explained that his first post wasn't about the Steelers, and it wasn't linked to football in any way. For a moment, it seemed like the criticism coming Pickens' way was slowing way down. However, after a Week 15 game against the Indianapolis Colts, he was criticized for not blocking for running back Jaylen Warren on a likely touchdown drive. Again, Pickens could have avoided giving his critics the response they looked for. However, he went ahead to respond to them by saying he played safe because he was trying to avoid getting injured. In a Week 10 game against the Washington Commanders in the 2024 NFL season, Pickens caught a pass that many called the catch of the year.
Hooks a pass, looking, end zone! George Pickens climbs the ladder for the touchdown!
It was a 20-yard pass from quarterback Russell Wilson, in which he jumped in the air, contorted his body, and extended his arms backward over his head, creating what many consider the highlight of the 2024 season. While preparing for a Week 14 game against the Cleveland Browns, Pickens went down with a hamstring injury, which led him to miss his first game of his NFL career. He was back in action in the Steelers' loss to the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 17. In the 2025 offseason, with just 1 year left on his contract, Pickens was traded to the Dallas Cowboys for a 2026 third-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick, where he will continue his NFL career. Hopefully, with the change of scenery, he'll put in more effort and live up to expectations. What do you think? Do you think Pickens has the drive and discipline to become the best receiver in the NFL, alongside new teammate CeeDee Lamb? One thing we can say for certain, he has all the talent and tools in the world to do so. If you had a blast watching this, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest crazy content. Drop a comment below and let us know which moment blew your mind the most. Catch you on the next one.